It's so well located, its reputation is phenomenal, and I wanted to be in that kind of buzzy environment.
The course is pretty hands-on and gives you the opportunity to get in contact with people from the industry.
I decided to take up Master in Actuarial Science and pursue my study and chase my dream.
In the heart of the City of London, we follow 3 students as they take on the challenge of a Cass MSc. A world-class business education, giving them the edge in their careers. This is the MSc Diaries.
I'm just heading into the Creativity, Innovation and Design lecture, which is led by Dr. Chris Story.
Obviously in London we've got the Boris Bike system, which is a very successful system, but it could be improved. We could talk about customer journey maps, which are what we've been doing is taking the students through prototyping, and we're using various techniques around how you can do prototyping very easily, very quickly, using paper, pencils, bits of cardboard, Lego, etc. Something like Genevieve, who's come from a very different background to a lot of our students, who've got this arts background. Now, she might decide to continue the career in the arts area, but art's a business nowadays. They need to understand the business skills. And basically, if you're trying to get people to come into a theatre, you've got to understand your consumer, you've got to understand the user, and how are you going to reach that consumer, how are you going to develop offerings that are going to satisfy those consumers.
So now we got the supply chain class, and we better get in. We have Siang as our lecturer. He's one of the best. You will see it in a second. He does a really excellent class.
As you mentioned correctly, it's not free, isn't it? Someone has to sit there, open all them. So we just try to our students to think that supply chain matters, but we really have to see things from customer's perspective. So that was what we are doing at the first half of today's lecture. How customer value can be enhanced by well-managed supply chain. The light products, like the phones, entertainment equipment, and radios and things like that, are made in Korea.
It's one of the best classes that we have so far, and a lot of the people in the course think so.
The second one is about what?
The class introduces students to the idea of interest rates, the valuation of investments, and how to compare different investments to each other and decide on particular investments to choose.
The course is pretty intense, so you see me jotting down lots of equations, punching the calculators, also looking at the numbers and trying to understand what's going on, and also trying to absorb the informations that given by the lecturer in the class. So you see him putting up the slides that are full of numbers as well. So it's pretty intense, and you really got to understand what exactly is going on and what happens, and also try to interpret the data.
You have to calculate this number here. This number is not in your tables. The students have been looking at valuing annuities, so a series of regular payments, calculating the values of these, which they then use to value investments later in the course.
You looked broadly at an annuity where you got the payment.
Yeah, it is confusing in the sense that because there are so many payments, so there are some payments in arrears, some payments in advance, and you have to calculate the present values, and you have to calculate the interest rates and everything. And the interest rate has to match with the number of years. So sometimes there's lots of conversion involved. So if you make some careless mistake, most likely you'll get the answer wrong.
Yeah, and it's received with any frequency.
So we got one of our supply chain society meetings now. Normally we have to be on time. We're a bit late, so I reckon they're all there already. Some of them are. This is Brian. Brian is in charge of the financial aspects of our society. Wade is responsible for our IT and internet presence. And then we got Chris, who takes care of everything else. We discuss the latest issues we have with the society, our plans we have, their field trips and guest speakers we have to get in.
We're the only supply chain society in the whole of London. And we're the first ones, and we're going to make a real impact with them.
This is what we learn, and this is how reality works, and we could bridge this gap by just applying this model. So it's about diversifying the thoughts and getting out of the classroom, I think.
Now we are at the Institute of Faculties of Actuaries, so they're going to have some talks and also some networking sessions. So I'm going in right now.
What we do here is we invite people who are interested in an actuarial career to staple into our offices, and we tell them about the different practice areas, about recruitment and about the IFOA in general.
Do you talk to the clients all the time? Like, do you have to do presentation?
So when you first start, you won't get much.
They have several representatives from some consulting companies and also insurance company, and so that we can get around and talk to them and find out what do they do on day-to-day basis, and also like the graduate program schemes, and also like the application process.
I think students get quite a lot out of the event. It's a good opportunity to network with employers, it's a good opportunity to network with their peers, and it's a good opportunity for them to meet IFOA staff to tell them more about the exams and recruitment overall.
Okay, so as you can see, it's really exciting and interesting. So I'm just going to go over and start networking with the rest of the people, and hopefully I'll make some friends.
It's all very fun.
This class is to get students acquainted with methods to analyze data and to show them that analytics and data are useful in decision making.
We've been looking at interval estimation and hypothesis testing. I found this really difficult. These words are rather alien to me. I think I grasped some bits of it.
From which we draw one x bar is 295.
The challenge for Genevieve is to see what's behind the terminology and the Greek alphabet, so to speak. Once students get the logic that's behind the numbers and behind the alphas and betas, it becomes much more doable.
Manufacturing process.
We thought before we continue studying, we grab a quick meal at the pub and probably a pint of beer, just to get a break in between, because we're going to be here till 9 p.m. or something, and then decide what we're going to do tonight. So far, Cass has really lived up to my expectations, particularly in regards of the teaching style, the academic background. The content of the course is challenging, but not impossible to do. And what I particularly appreciate is the atmosphere that Cass gives us.